Credit, it's a gray area for most. And I know you know how your credit score decreases. Well, because I did a video a couple of weeks ago talking about exactly how it decreases. But now it's time to flip the switch. It's time to get your credit score closer to that beautiful 850. Get you that house you always dreamed about, or that Bentley Continental that makes you feel like James Bond. It's time to reach Credit Zen. Again, I'm Sebastian from the UK, making a home for myself here at Westland Auto Sales. Today, I'm going to talk about all the ways your credit score can go up and give you a step-by-step walkthrough of exactly what you need to do to heighten that score. But remember, I can only help you as much as you can help yourself. So pay close attention. Keep those ears open. Right, so how does your credit score increase? Well, if you remember from the last video, I talked a lot about something called your credit utilization rate. And well, obviously in this situation, it plays a part as well. But just spending less would be way too vague for me to just come out and say. So let me put it like this. When you go about paying back your credit card, you can actually do it in such a way that makes your credit score fly upwards. But how does that work? Well, relax, I'm about to tell you. Hold on. Keeping your credit utilization rate under 30% is drastically important. According to FICO, well, it makes up approximately 30% of your credit score. So let me explain how you can tactically pay off your credit card. Let's say you have a credit card with a limit of, I don't know, $1,000. Let's keep it easy. And you plan to have a big month of spending. You know, it's your big family vacation out to Fresno, California. You're coming down to Westland Auto Sales, so you need a flight, a hotel, and maybe a rental car. And of course, they all rack up a big bill. But let's say your flight alone costs you $300. That immediately uses up your 30%. So what do? Whilst most people would pay for the stuff straight away onto that same credit card, well, you're subscribed to Westland, you're subscribed to me. So you think hard about it, and before using that card again, well, you pay it up with your bank account, keeping your utilization rate under 30%, keeping you happy and keeping your credit healthy. And then you would go about paying the rest of your stuff, etc., etc. So if the rental costs $250, you pay that, pay it back, and then you get the hotel, you pay that, you pay it back, etc., etc. And how fast does this work? Well, I can tell you that it's not going to take years like some of the other things on my list. Actually, it should be pretty much instant. So you should see an adjustment within the first few times that you do it. And that's why it's so good. That's why I love it. Because for me, I'm the most impatient person ever. I don't want to be sitting around for years waiting for my credit score to increase. I love this method because it's fast. It's simple. Anyway, on to my next thing that you can do to raise that credit score. Okay. I also have to say this is a very easy one. And when you hear it, well, you're going to say, come on, Seb. We've already heard this before. We know. I know. But I have to re-mention it because, you know, new viewers on the channel. And also, people may have not got what I said last time. So let me reiterate. It's just to pay your bills on time. That's it. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. See, I told you it's too easy. But don't worry, there is more. But let me explain why this is so important. If you miss a payment by more than 30 days, well, your account goes immediately over to collections. And every month you have an account in collections, well, it's going to take your score from way up here all the way down there. Yikes. But worse than that, if you do miss a payment, it can stay on your record for up to 7 years. Yikes. Crazy stuff. I mean, moral of the story is really just don't miss your payments. Simple. On from that, you can make it better. Well, it's like putting a band-aid on a broken bone, but you can go ahead and pay off those accounts in collections. And I do suggest that you do that immediately. The moment you know that your account is in collections, well, give them a shout. There may be some extra fees and whatever, but it's worth it. Unfortunately, I gotta say, it is worth it. And don't go ahead and start shouting and getting upset on the phone because remember, it's your fault. You didn't pay for your car. So what can you do? Be polite, be respectful with them. They'll be much more willing to work with you. But once you pay off that account in collections, well, it'll be stripped away from your credit. So it should help you improve it quite drastically. And this is another one of those fast acting ones. You know, the ones I like. And make sure that you don't let it roll over for months after months because it has that domino effect. One falls and your credit falls even faster. It's a vicious cycle, I assure you. Okay. This next one is a reason that might scare some of you a little bit. It's okay. Don't stress out. I'm here for you. Don't worry. It's actually something that involves getting a little extra money. It's asking for those higher credit limits. What? Why does that improve my credit? How does that improve my credit? I'm sure you're asking some of those questions in your head right now. Well, what it does is it lowers your credit utilization rate, unless you start spending that extra cash. Don't do that, by the way. And the best of the best, in terms of credit, only use about 7% of that credit utilization. And I want all of you guys to be one of the best, if not the best. So raising your credit limit will almost immediately improve your score. I'm not gonna lie, this actually is probably the easiest one. Of course it depends because, you might get denied from doing that, but who knows? You won't always get approved. So, rinse and repeat. Keep on trying. And if you don't ask, you don't get. So worst case scenario, they tell you to piss off. So ask every so often. One will hit, I'm sure. But when you do request that credit limit increase, well, make sure they don't put any hard inquiries on there, because that might damage your score without you even having the knowledge that it's doing so. Okay, this next one's kind of a pain in the ass. I know that nobody wants to be on the phone for hours and hours with the bank, but when you check your credit score and you see something and you think, what the fuck? That wasn't me. I swear, I paid that card off. Well, you know what you have to do. Get on the phone, call your bank. Here, I'll give you a script. Ring, 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 ring.
Thank you for calling Every Bank Ever. This is Linda speaking.
Hey, Linda, my name is Sebastian. I'm calling to dispute a charge on my credit card.
And what charge is that going to be?
All of them. Now! Clear all of my debt! Alright guys, that might not work for every situation. Actually, no. I take that back. That's never gonna work. Be polite, be respectful, of course. I'm only joking. Some banks, well, you can even do it from the comfort of your home. They have online disputes. It's simple as that. But this is your credit we're talking about. So if it's serious and you need to call them, don't even hesitate. Don't procrastinate. Just take care of it. It takes minutes, but it's something that's going to affect you positively for the rest of your life. It's also a huge factor towards your credit, and it's an easy peasy lemon squeezy fix. All right, my final trick. My final trick is one for everyone, and one that everybody should use if possible. But I know for some, things like this become stressful. And well, it's actually something I would often say not to do. But in this case, it's necessary. It's actually to pull out more lines of credit. The average person only has maybe a debit card, maybe a credit card, which is a very limited credit mix. However, with a more diverse mix of lines of credit, well, you can easily take your credit from right here all the way up here. So my suggestion, let's say you're going to buy a car cash. You've saved up 10 racks and now you're going to get that 2012 Chevy Cruze you always dreamt about. Well, let me say this. Finance that bitch. What? So that would add interest. Why would you tell us to do that? I know. Relax. I'll let you know. I'll explain. Hang on. But if you truly want to improve that credit score, well, it's easy. Finance it. Take yourself down to that dealer that you know has that car. Sit down with a salesperson and tell them you have $8,000 to put down. You can actually watch their ears perk up and their faces light up when you say that as well. It's hilarious. Also, guaranteed best treatment if you do that as well. And then finance the rest over a period of 6 months to a year. And boom, watch that credit score go to the moon. That's a paid off auto loan on your credit. That's fantastic. You're a star. Your credit's up, your money's up, and you've got the car of your dreams. What more could you need? Damn, I'm out here really improving lives. I am damn good. Anyway, I know that a lot of people do know this stuff, and if you did, well, maybe this video wasn't for you, but I'm glad you stayed. Worst case scenario, you're that boring guy at the party that just talks about credit, right? Sounds like me. But what would a video be without a quick tip of the day? So let me go ahead and give that to you. Keep your credit utilization rate under 30%. Boom! There we go. Easy as that. Take care and peace.